WLG is proud to support BIV's 2020 Fastest Growing Companies and congratulates all of this year's recipients. From regulatory hurdles to IP issues, we know that taking your business to the next level is often easier said than done. Visit our website to learn how we can help accelerate your growth wherever business takes you.
Hi, my name is Marshall Birkin, Vice President, Products and Services at TELUS Business Solutions. Businesses big and small are looking for new ways to thrive in the future, and at TELUS, we're deeply committed to helping in every way we can. We pride ourselves on providing world-class service and support for the technology your business uses every day. The TELUS team is here for you, and we'd be happy to be part of your conversations and help you identify the right solutions for your organization. To learn more about how we can help you transform your business, visit telus.com/business.
Hey, welcome to BIV Today. We are the daily business news show from BIV Newspaper and BIV.com, and I'm BIV reporter Tyler Orton. And this week, we are examining the fastest growing companies in British Columbia. And taking the spotlight with us today, it is number 4 on our list. That is Surrey's Urban Cultivator. It's a hydroponics company specializing in indoor gardening technology. And with us is co-founder Tarren Wolfe. Tarren, I want to thank you for joining us on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
So we'll just point out for listeners, you and our viewers, you are doing this in your vehicle. So just be prepared. There might be some bumps on the road, but I know you're not driving at this very moment. But thanks.
I'm in a parking lot. Sorry for the hassle.
All good, all good. So look, you guys are doing some very cool stuff. You've had some exponential growth over the last few years. When you co-founded this company, quite a number of years ago, what exactly was the problem you were trying to solve, or what were you guys trying to address right then?
The main issue we were trying to solve was how do we feed people better food and at a lower cost and at less harm to our environment. Those were the 3 main factors that we were dealing with. We were obviously, we were eating a lot of subpar food ourselves, food that was, grown and shipped around the world and was void of a lot of nutritional value. So that's kind of what started. It was the same as a lot of inventions. It happens out of necessity or out of a need to fill a want for yourself.
And, maybe spell it out for our listeners. You guys are a hydroponics company specializing in indoor gardening technology. Illustrate that for me. What does this really entail?
For sure. We, basically, we started with an original company in a different hydroponic space over 20 years ago in the cannabis arena with BC Northern Lights, and it started there. And it was the same needs and wants to basically make it safer for people to grow their own, to save money, and to provide themselves with a superior product. So it started from there, and then about 10 years ago, that transitioned from cannabis to food, and it was sort of a reverse happening, because it was actually chefs that were going into Los Angeles and seeing our BC Northern Lights products. We called it the nursery at the time, and it was being used to start clones and cuttings for all the dispensaries in the LA area. And chefs were going in and seeing it, and that's when the microgreen boom just started happening, and they were asking if you can grow food in it. So it was sort of an inversion in that way, and then again, it was out of a need for ourselves to want to feed ourselves better food, and it grew from there.
So what do you think it is about the technology that makes it kind of effective in a way that maybe people weren't expecting?
I think it's easy. There's other technology out there and has been that maybe it's a little complex and where it doesn't need to be. So what our goal was to simplify this and bring it to the masses. We obviously see this as a microwave or another appliance, the 6th appliance in everybody's house. That's a staple. And at first people think it's gimmicky, but when you see how easy it is to use, but also how much food it actually produces, when you can get 6 to 8 inches and 1 pound to 2 pounds in a week worth of the most delicious food you've ever eaten, it's then viable.
Yeah, I've taken a look at the devices. They kind of range, but like you could have something that's about the size of a dishwasher in your home, right?
Yeah. So we basically have two main models. So one's the same size as a dishwasher, and you can rough it in right underneath your counter, exact same size as a dishwasher or a wine cooler. And we did that intentionally, so you could rough it into those same spots in a new build. As well as for renos, we have the same dishwasher size. You can operate it as a standalone. So you can have it with a wood butcher block or a stainless steel top and have it right out in your kitchen and be a feature. We have a bigger model that's about the same size as a commercial refrigerator, and that's more for commercial kitchens. But we have a lot of residential people that have bigger families and will get those. Both models can be plumbed in just like a dishwasher as well. So it's again that ease of use. You can leave these growing and go on vacation and come back and have a crop to look forward to when you get back.
So, what kind of stuff are people typically growing in these things? Like, obviously vegetables, but I mean, does it lend itself better to some other than others?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can grow traditional vegetables, that fruit, and take 6 to 12 weeks to form that fruit. But our outlook on that is why do that when there's a lot of large greenhouses that are already doing that. The beauty of this too is that you can grow a lot of those same vegetables, but you can harvest them without having to wait that 6 to 14 weeks to eat the fruit or vegetable from it. You can actually eat the microgreen, and it's most cases it's much higher in nutritional value than waiting for that vegetable or fruit to form. And you're getting it a lot faster, so you can feed people, including yourself, obviously, a lot faster than having to wait and without having to add nutrients, because in most cases you're getting all the food out of this in the first week or two, so you're not having to add any other nutrients, which can be harmful.
So, what are kind of the typical things that you need? You've got your seeds. What else do you have to put into it to make it get growing?
Well, with everybody, we give like a sample kit of some of our favorites, so they get an idea of what to expect and how quick some of this growth is and what the taste is. But after that, they can pick pretty much anything. We give sheets that are ready to go. It's basically in a hemp sheet, and we have organic seed that's on top. And again, we give a nice mix. So we have some that are really unique, like nasturtium, that you can actually eat the flower, but that the petals taste like a really sharp wasabi. So we have some unique flavor profiles, and we have some great, really tasty things like the pea shoots that taste just like a sweet, snap pea. But you add it to a salad instead of a lettuce. In most cases, lettuce, like I said, it's been cut, it's been shipped from somewhere else. It doesn't have any nutritional value or flavor. When you try some of these freshly cut, again, you're cutting them when you want to eat it. The flavor is uncomparable.
So tell me, you mentioned at the very start of our conversation that maybe you weren't eating the best foods a couple years ago. How has your diet changed for the better now? Like, what are you typically eating?
It was, before it was, that was about 12 years ago, and it was actually the main reason why we changed was my wife. She had severe food allergies, so we started noticing that whenever we were eating, produce from that wasn't organic and from the grocery store, that she was having allergic reactions. So that's kind of where the necessity came from. And then obviously, same as anything, once you start, eating fresh foods and you feel the energy, and when you have a shot of wheatgrass, I still love my coffee, but comparatively, it gives you a much cleaner energy and it doesn't burn you out. So there's a lot of benefits to these microgreens, and they're proving it.
So have you noticed, maybe how interest in these products have changed amid COVID? Has that had any impact? I'm just wondering if people are, we're all baking bread now. We're all taking up hobbies in our homes. How has this
Yeah.
changed with growing produce?
The exact same way. Same with the other company, BC Northern Lights, on the cannabis side, but same with the microgreens. It's out of necessity, especially when when a crisis like this hits. And even before that, look at the cost of the rising food costs, right? Like it was happening already, but then you add a pandemic and it just throws gas on the fire. And I think it's obvious. People like when food becomes scarce, right? It's like you want to look for alternatives of how to feed your family, and then it becomes abundantly clear, especially when again you see that it's not a gimmick. You can harvest a pound to 2 pounds out of a flat in a week or two, and how delicious it is. Then you start to realize, why was I, a slave to this other way before?
So tell me, you guys have had 500 or 1,500, 90%, revenue growth between 2015 to 2019. That's according to the calculations that BIV did and you guys submitted. You guys are number 4 on the list. If we take it to the core, what do you think it is behind all this growth that you guys have had over the last couple of years?
It's organic. It's
More
it
with
started.
this than one, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it started because it might have been there was maybe some new chefs, some marquee chefs trying to make a name for themselves, and so they were highlighting this in, say, the front of a Four Seasons. Or Martha Stewart definitely was a great ally for us. She's helped us through the years like you wouldn't believe. Set up meetings, got us on her show, and I mean, you name it. So we've had some wonderful allies, and I think it makes sense because it's a company and a product that isn't just about revenue growth. It's all the beautiful things that can happen through the growth of this company. We can actually lower our healthcare cost potentially if everybody's eating a better food, more nutritional value, no pesticides. There's a lot of good that can come out of this. So, and again, look at the environmental, the carbon footprint benefits. It's huge. So it just makes sense. So for that reason, it's always made sense. So I think that's why it's organic growth.
So do you know how it came to the attention of Martha Stewart? Because that's such a headline name to have them as somebody kind of out there and really promoting this product. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. She actually seen us at a trade show. Same as anything where the first couple of years, you're rolling up your sleeves, and we were doing the circuits and doing the different trade shows. And she was a feature speaker at a Toronto show, a big food show. And so she was just walking by with her entourage, and our tiny 10 by 10 booth with our commercial cultivator and all the greens in it. She actually did a stop. She walked about 10 feet past, and it was the most comical thing. She just did a triple take, turned around, and it was not hard to miss because she had about 12 people in tow, all following. So then there was a circle quite quickly around our booth, and then she bought one right off the spot. So from there, then she's bought in several over the years, and she actually feeds all her animals and her horses and birds and her staff at her house, and so yeah, it's like I said, she's been great. I got on with her and Snoop. She's introduced me to Snoop, and I've gotten him some of our cannabis boxes. So there's lots of relationship building on both sides.
I like the spectrum of from Snoop Dogg to Martha Stewart as people that are going towards this product. But is there a typical market, or who is your usual customer?
I mean, it's changed now, like because when people again get to see actually that there's a valid return on investment there, it is more. But the first few years, yeah, it was more. It tended to be a more affluent crowd. But again, once the word of mouth has gotten there, and people have seen some of the friends and seen what they're getting, we're getting everybody.
How much does one of these things run for at this time?
Depends in Canada. It depends what options you want with it, but you can get like a full seed kit and all your options for $3,700 in Canada for the residential,
Okay.
and $9,600 for the commercial.
I'll leave you with this because I think it's kind of fascinating what you guys have been able to do the last couple years. But what's your favorite product to come out of this?
As far as a green to eat, you mean?
Yeah.
I really like the nasturtium, and the pea shoots are fantastic, but the purple radish is it's got even more kick than a radish, and again, 1 week it grows 8 inches. It's got a vibrant indigo color, and the flavor will knock your socks off.
Well, that's excellent. And Taryn, it's kind of cool talking to a company that it's not just that you guys are doing really well in business, but you're doing something that is having kind of a great impact on the community around you and all the customers. So it's just great to hear from you today.
Definitely. Thanks a lot, Terry. Appreciate it.
That's Tarren Wolfe. He is co-founder of Urban Cultivator. And that is it for the show today, but we will be back again next week. For now, you can go to biv.com for more interviews and more stories there. Thank you.